Good morning, my fellow family, friends, and colleagues. This is your girl, Dr. Charity, aka the Queen of Divas, and I'm here to give you your weekly encouragement on today. We're on this beautiful, gorgeous summer, beginning of summer as of Friday, and it sure is feeling like it. Hello, but look at it. Look, it may be humid and it may be hot, but guess what? The fact that you're still alive on today lets me know that you are still blessed. Hello, you're still blessed. You're still seeing the blessings from on high. Now, cause I got some good for you today. Somebody here today needs this. Somebody here, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna give you a warning before I drop it. Today is special. So I'm about to help everybody tuning in. Anybody tuning in today, don't turn it off today. This weekly motivational is going to take you through this whole week and take you through the rest of the year. This is we at the halfway mark. So this right here is about to take you somewhere. You tune in entirely today, and somebody is going to get something they've been waiting for. Somebody is going to be touched today. Somebody's going to be motivated. Somebody's going to be encouraged. Somebody is going to receive the very blessing that they've been desiring. But you got to lean in. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. You got to be like a Douglas Miller right now. Do not pass me by. Do not. You got to be like that. How bad do you want it? That's my question to you today. But let me go and do my usual. You do see what I see. Do you see what I see today? Do you see that strong summer beam coming in and reflecting off of my face? That is, I already told you, the blessing is the natural sun. The blessing, just like the blessing is you being alive today. The blessing is you being able to move today. The blessing is you being able to speak today. The blessing is you being able to eat something, have a place to lay your head, have income coming in. That's your blessing. But there's also, I told you, who's shining through that natural sun. That ain't just the natural sun. That's the natural sun itself. But the creator of all things. Whether you're religious or not, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, God, Jesus, Jehovah, however you acknowledge, the spiritual man, which is him, is shining through that natural sun. That right there is not just a blessing. That's favor. That's favor as it reflecting on me. I ain't telling you nothing that I ain't taking in for myself. The favor that you're seeing reflected on me is him, the spiritual one, trying to shine his favor onto me and through me, and the same is to you. Because that's the goal. The goal ain't to be blessed. Everybody's blessed, whether good or bad, whether they're a believer or not. Everybody's blessed. If you're alive today, you're blessed. You already seen God's blessing, regardless if you told him a yes, Lord, or not. That's not what we're aiming for. You want the favor. The favor, the blessing, as I told me and my father was talking, and I've told you too. The blessing is the job. The favor is the dream career. The blessing is working in a business. The favor is working and creating your own successful business. That's the favor. The blessing is being married. The favor is marrying the right one. Favor is what the spirit, what the high man that's shining through this natural sunbeam is trying to do. He don't want to just bless you. He wants to give you the overflow. But as I've asked you, are you ready? Are you ready? Because you got to be available. You got to be available. You got to be open to this thing. So I'm about to go in. Let's dive in. I'm going to tell you something, because I told you somebody is going to be touched today. Somebody's going to be motivated and encouraged today. Somebody needs to hear this. And if you know that there's something that you've been trying, as I told you last week, to grasp hold to, today is your day. Lend me your ear. So the enemy, and I got confirmation that what I'm about to share with you is reality, and it needs to be said because the enemy has been trying to stop me from telling this to you, sharing this with you, and they've been trying to stop me from celebrating my big brother's birthday because he knows once I do all this, the bottom of heaven is about to fall out. And the very thing that I have been waiting for, the full the full flow of it is about to come in. I've already been seeing the drip drop. The rain has already came in my life. I told you, I'm already working in my field, in my career field. I'm already doing good for somebody that's starting on a master's program and training for being a therapist. My husband is already in my life. He's already here. That ain't what I'm waiting for. But see, if I do what I'm supposed to do, that I've already seen the blessing. Now the favor's coming. The bottom about to drop out. And that's why the enemy don't want me to do it. But today I'm going to do it. So I need everybody to tune in. Does anybody out there feel like they are being forced to go through something? They're going through something and wondering, okay, I did pray for this specific thing. I was promised or confirmed this, but it seems like it's delayed. We talked about this before, but I'm going to go a different route about this. Anybody feel like that? Anybody feel like it's being delayed? Anybody feel like that it's like I got to go through so many hoops and loops and hurdles to get this and obtain the very thing that was promised to me so long ago? Anybody feel like that? Is that you today? Anybody feel like that? Anybody feel like that they got to do so much? It just seems like every time there's one thing after another that they got to go through before they even see anything that hints that this is coming their way. Anybody feel like that today? Because if anybody feel like that today, I'm talking to you. Lend me your ear. I got something for you. So if I had to get this weekly encouragement, a title, it would be, Don't Fight the Change. It's all working for your good. Let it resonate, and I'm going to tell it and say it again. Let it resonate. Don't fight the change. It's all working. Let me hear. Somebody might be saying, well, today, Dr. Charity, why not fight the change? I didn't see no reason. Nobody told me I had to change to accept this. I didn't know I had to go through all this to actually receive it. It's good gracious. Is it worth it? I'm glad you mentioned it, because it is worth it. Somebody else may be saying, well, Dr. Charity, how does me making a change work in my favor? That's changing who I am for the greater, for what it is. Let's dive in. Come on, listen to me. Lend me your ear for a few minutes. I got something to share with you. So this whole week, it ain't been just one person. I've been meditating and just meditating in meditation every day, as I always do. And everybody stood out this week. I heard something from T.D. Jakes, Jamal Bryant, John Hanna, Keon Henderson. I heard something from everybody. Then I was attending a revival that's about to continue next week. So I'm going to get even more that I'm going to bring back and share with you. Then on top of that, my big brother preached on last Sunday. It was just great. It's an overflow. I got an overflow. A belly of living water just flowing out of me. But I heard, the one that stuck out the most is what I heard from T.D. Jakes. Bishop T.D. Jakes talked about the capacity, about expanding. He talked about two things last week, capacity and affliction. The capacity being how much you can bear, how much you can take. And he talked about how God is just expanding your capacity so you can contain and maintain what he's about to give you. Because guess what? If you ain't got the capacity, you ain't going to be able to hold it. And most of the time, what God's favor gives you is not the small version. He gives you, as Pastor Mike Jr. said, and it's going to be big. It's going to be bigger than you think. So you got to have the capacity to be able to. That's what it is. It's basically what, if you put it in natural, metaphorically speaking, it's just like a woman having a baby. That's the reason why she goes through the labor and delivery. It's to stretch and pull her open to let out the baby. Because guess what? Her natural self cannot deliver that baby. Her natural figure can't deliver that baby. That baby will have to be cut out of that woman every time. because she ain't got the capacity to deliver that baby. But after she goes through the labor and deliver, she has more than enough capacity for that baby to come smooth out. And that's the same thing that's happening to you. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. The Bible says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but God delivers them out of them all. The affliction ain't bad. The affliction is what is stretching and pulling you so you can have the bigger capacity to withhold and take in all that he's trying to give. Because as of today, I told you, the favor he's trying to give the favor to you, but you got to be available. The available is, 1, you got to be available to change. 2, you got to be available to receive. Don't fight it. Even Pastor Jamal Brown was talking about the delay is not the denial. The delay is because it's in preparation for what is coming your way. That's not denial. It's still coming. Okay. So if somebody out there is wondering, well, okay. So you tell me I got to change? Yes, I'll give you my own testimony. Let's dive in. Y'all already know that I told y'all that I am in transition. It's a daily process of transitioning into my career field, transitioning to the business entrepreneur, successful business entrepreneur. I've already been a beginning one, but the successful one. It's a transition of being working with this, being a motivational speaker, and it's a transition into being a wife. But I want to emphasize on something. I remember the spirit when the spirit came to me 1.5 years ago and told me, do you want to go to this next apex? It's up to you whether you want to go. Hey, if you feel like this is all you can take and muster, stay where you're at. It's all right. You did a lot. You did an awesome job. I'm not telling you that you got to go somewhere else or you're going to feel bad if you don't go. I'm just asking, do you want to go a little higher? It's up to you. Well, I said, yes, I do. And the spirit immediately told me, said, you do realize you're going to have to come out your comfort zone. You do realize the person that's in this chapter, because this chapter about to close, you do realize that the person that's in this chapter will cease to live in the next chapter. In other words, who you are right now will have to change, because guess what? In the next chapter, it ain't going to be the healthcare professional. It's going to be a therapist, a provider. So that means you can't have the same mindset. This chapter is going to be the beginning. That next chapter is going to be the successful business entrepreneur. Can't have the same mindset. In this chapter, you had a girlfriend and an ex-wife. This chapter, this man wants his wife. That's a husband over there. You ain't got no boyfriend over there. That's a husband. So that means your mind has to be ready for that. Boy, I heard that, but it wasn't until this year when the doors started opening up in my life. And boy, I saw what the spirit was trying to tell me. Girl, if you don't set your mindset need to be straight. You got to open up and think like this therapist. No, you can't think like a student and a professional. The professional days is over. You done secured that. You done achieved that. You ain't no healthcare professional. Your mind has to think like the therapist. That's where your goal is. The therapist, the licensed provider. That's your goal when your mind got to think like that. I said, oh my. Oh, so I'm not able to study the way I did years ago. Because that ain't going to fly. You ain't going to succeed. Boy, I've had to crunch so much in this master's program. I've had to literally stay up till 4 a.m. I have literally had to stay up on the weekends. I have literally had to do work, getting off of work, running from work, working with the patients, going into work and doing work for the school and then going back and then staying up late at night and in between the children. I've had to do so much that I ain't had to do in the last run. But you know where the favor of God comes in on my life? I'm not tired yet. I don't even feel the effect of it. But I see the favor when I look at that grade. For somebody just starting the master's program and been out of school for 2 years, I got one of the highest grades in the classes. And you know the master's program don't give you no beginning courses. You get thrown straight in. But I'm with the help of the Lord, I'm surprising myself because I sure won't looking to start this strong. But guess what? Usually just like they say about the relationship, how a man treats the woman in the beginning is usually how he gonna treat her in the end. So you got to pay attention. And the same thing applies in life. How you start off, it's not always how you finish, but a lot of times it is how you finish. So it took change because I didn't have to study like this for my bachelor's. I sure didn't have to study about like this for my associates. Man, there were so many corners that I could cut and get by. Boy, I did it to live quality on my side. But now it ain't like this. It's even like that when it comes to the relationship. My mind said once God gives me my husband, it's gonna be smooth sailing. It's gonna be roses. Oh my God, it's gonna be nothing. It's gonna be fun, yo. I'm ready for this. You want to bet? It ain't nothing with him. It ain't him. He's right. That's why the Spirit took a year and a half to bring minds to me. 7 years to be exact. I had to wait 7 years. Then he gave me a year and a half to really, really contemplate, do you want this? Because if I bring the one that wants to say I do, he's not going to need 2, 3, 4, 5 years to think about this. He ain't got time to think. He ain't got time to waste. So that means you going to have to be in point, because when he moves, he moved to go in. He going 100% in. And if you ain't in position, you going to miss it. Boy, I didn't realize that till I actually met mine. When I met mine, woo, I said, oh, now I see why people don't really want to rush it. I mean, I'm more than ready. But I do see why it took so long for God to bring him to me. Because, honey, even if it would have been a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have been ready for this man. Shout out to my significant other. He's out there. You know, you're right here. You're right here, LEG. You know how I feel. You know. Thank you. That's my number one. Just a side note, that's my number one cheerleader. That's my number one supporter, and I really, really appreciate him. You know very well who you are. Okay. But like I was saying, going back to the testimony, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize how much change that you had to go through to prepare for something so joyful. But see, that's because my brain was thinking about the basic. My mind wasn't thinking about long-term, how long this commitment would be, what marriage really is made of. I mean, because, hey, at the end of the day, I do want the ring, I do want the proposal, but I don't need nothing. My mind ain't even thinking about the big and the flashy, because I already know what the purpose. The purpose is not just about getting a ring and getting proposed to. I want it. He's got to give it to me. But that ain't the purpose. My mind ain't thinking about just a wedding. I'm gonna have me a wedding, but it's gonna be so small. It's gonna be a very small family event and a reception. It's gonna be a fun small family event. I ain't having nothing big, because I'm not like that. That's just not me. I'm in a mature minded state where it ain't even about that. Because guess what? What happens once you go home with your husband? That's what matters. What is life like after all of this? After you go home with him, what is life like then? That's what is important. And the importance in me, in his case, is just the purpose that God is trying to utilize us as one. That's what I'm focused on the most. It's just the purpose that God has for me and him united as one. And the example that he wants to utilize through not just me, through not just him, because he's using him too. I already told him. God using you to lead and guide me, because he teaching me stuff I ain't never learned from any young black man a day in my life. The only man that taught me like this is one man, and that's Mr. Elder George Balmer, none other than my beloved daddy. That's it. I ain't never heard no other black man talk the maturity and the wisdom that I hear from this man right here. So that's another reason how I know that this is God using him for me. That's why I know he's in the right place. But the thing about it is, the Spirit keeps telling me, are you still fighting to change, or are you ready to change? Because he's waiting. As I told y'all today, and I'm going to emphasize it today to whoever's leaning in. You're not waiting on it. It's waiting on you. You've got to say yes. Change. Be available to change so you can be available to receive it. You're not waiting on it. The time is winding down. It is waiting on you. It is waiting on you. You've got to say yes and be willing to accept. I know we don't like no negative feedback. I don't. But you know what? The negative feedback and the criticism does one good thing for you. It builds you up. Heck, I felt that when I got that from my significant other. He told me something about myself I didn't even realize, and then God came behind what he said and confirmed it. And even my own father, when I told him when I told my father what the man told me, even my father said, I like that. I like the way he talking. He's serious. I like him. I'm sitting there like, my daddy ain't never said it about a guy that I talked to. That's the first time daddy ever said something. Ooh. Now God must be in it whenever your daddy agrees. Oh Lord. Now that's a first right there. But all of that to say this. You got to be open to it. So today, as you're listening to me, be open and available to the change. Don't fight it, because that's how you miss out. Don't fight it. The change is what's better for you. It's what's great. It is stretching you and giving you the capacity, because what God's best is for you is bigger than you can ever imagine. But you've got to be ready for it. And you can't be available with a small mindset and a small capacity. That ain't God's best. Anything that God give is not small. It's when his favor's attached to it, it's more than enough. Hello, somebody. Did you get that? You need me to say that again. When his favor is attached to it, it's more than enough. You're going to have an overflow, but you got to be ready for the overflow. If you ain't ready, you ain't going to be able to receive it. So I'm telling you today, don't fight the change. Don't fight the change, because it's yours. It's yours, but you got to be willing and available to say, hey, you know what? I got to be in place. I got to position myself to be ready. It ain't going to be easy, because, hey, you're asking somebody. It ain't easy training to be a therapist. It ain't easy to position yourself to be a wife. I thought you didn't have to do nothing but tell the man yes. You wait for the proposal and tell the man yes. Then you go and live your life with him. I thought that was all it took. I didn't realize how much work you had to do personally, specifically when you meet husband material. I wasn't expecting that. But then the Spirit told me, I'm going to just add this in before I cut it off. The Spirit said, have you ever met a man like this? Have you ever met husband material? Just be honest. I'm like, oh, no, I haven't. He said, that's why you're going through what you're going through. It's making you better, because you ain't never been in this area. You ain't never met a man like him. He's it. He's the one. So he's not playing with you. He's going to push you. So that lets you know he cares and he's serious. He going to push you. Oh, it's going to hurt now. Just go ahead and just accept it. But that's what he's supposed to do as the man that's going to spend the rest of his life with you. He's supposed to push you. He's supposed to challenge you. This is the will of God. And you're supposed to do the same thing back to him. So that's his job. But you got to be ready and prepared to not fight it, but accept it. Even if it hurts, say, okay. Because, hey, I've already been criticized one time, but he did it in the most loving way. And I received it. And my heart was he pierced my heart nicely. But he did it in such a loving manner, I couldn't deny one word he said. It was like talking to the Pope himself. I said, oh, God, oh, yeah, I got to change that. I'm going to end up missing my own blessing. But I said all that to say this to y'all. Don't fight the change. Be available to change so you can receive, because it's yours as of today. Don't listen to nobody else's ear. Don't listen to nobody else's words. It's available to you as of today. It is yours. It is yours, yours, yours. And you're going to live to see it happen. But you got to be open to receive the favor. You got to be available to be willing to receive the favor that he's trying to shine through you and into you. So the question today is, are you ready? Are you available? Make yourself available going into this week, knowing that once I make myself available and make up my mind that I'm going to be available, the favor of God is about to shower down on me, and the bottom of heaven is about to rain over me like a hurricane. And it's going to be more than enough that you ain't going to have room to receive. I say it again. You open up and become available starting today, And going through this week, the bottom is about to drop out, and it's going to be more than enough that you are not going to have room to receive. You ain't going to even know what to do. You're going to be sitting there spinning your wheels and be so happy spinning your wheels, it ain't going to even be funny because you didn't see none of this coming because it's so, and it's going to be big. Just saying, don't fight the change. It's all working out in your favor right now. Well, that's all that I have for you on today. But tune in next week for another weekly encouragement. And please, 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 thank you for everybody that do. But please, if you're tuning in today, go subscribe to me on YouTube channel. That is at Lady Superwoman 9999. That's 4 9s for all of your weekly encouragements, empowerments, and motivationals. And remember, going through this week, beginning on today, don't fight the change. Because it's all working out in your favor. You got to have the capacity to receive. Be available to change so you can be available to receive. Because what's about to happen to you if you will open up as of today under the sound of my voice and make yourself available? It's something big about to happen. I told you, whoever tunes in fully today and entirely is about to see the bottom drop out in their life. And heaven is about to rain like crazy. You about to go into an overflow, but you got to be available. The question to you again is, are you ready? Are you available? I hope you are. Don't miss this. All right. I love you. Tune in next week and I'll see you next week. I love you. Have a blessed week. Bye-bye.